Now, before we start the main teaching, we do the ninefold breathing purification. So as usual, when you inhale, take the energy or the blessing from all the Buddha and Bodhisattvas and the 5 elements through the white light. Then exhale, obscuration, ignorance, disease, problem, negativity. Let it throw out with a black smoke. So that way we do a ninefold breathing purification.
Donc, avant de commencer l'enseignement d'aujourd'hui, on va d'abord purifier, de faire la purification par l'aspiration. Donc, quand on aspire, on va visualiser qu'avec avec tous les bodhisattvas, les Bouddhas, qui se transforment en une lumière blanche, on aspire par la respiration cette lumière blanche. Et quand on expire, on va pouvoir purifier, faire sortir toute la négativité, tous les côtés négatifs par la fumée noire.
Okay. Change the nose.
Change le nez.
Okay, so now with the bodhicitta, you remember the last time when we did the 7-point mind training, then the first point is preliminary practice.
Vous vous rappelez que la dernière fois qu'on a fait l'entraînement de l'esprit en 7 points, le premier point, c'était l'entraînement préliminaire.
Then, according to this preliminary practice, is talking about the outer preliminary practice, because this 7-point mind training is like a base on the Mahayana tradition, like Theravada, Mahayana, and Vajrayana, right? So this one especially the based on the Mahayana tradition.
Donc, surtout la dernière fois, quand on a parlé de l'entraînement préliminaire, on parlait de l'entraînement préliminaire extérieur. Et ce concept-là, c'est basé surtout sur la tradition Mahayaniste. Donc, on a 3 écoles, encore une fois, Theravada, Mahayana et Vajrayana.
And generally, we talk like according to the preliminary practice, general preliminary practice or special preliminary practice, or like outer preliminary practice or inner preliminary practice. That way also we understand. But when it comes to the Mahayana tradition, then it's based on the outer preliminary practice.
Donc, on peut parler, quand on parle de l'entraînement préliminaire, on peut parler de préliminaire général ou préliminaire particulier. Ou sinon, on peut aussi, ça peut aussi se diviser en préliminaire extérieur ou préliminaire intérieur. Mais quand on parle de intérieur et l'extérieur et intérieur, ça vient surtout de la tradition mahayaniste.
And here, like the commentary based on the first Jamgon Kongtrul Rinpoche's commentary on the 7-point mind training, the book is not yet here, but still he mentioned the outer preliminary practice divided into 2. One, last time we learned like the Guru Yoga, we can say Guru Yoga, or the preliminary practice of the session. That way also one. And second one is like we call like generally forethought that turns mind into the Dharma. And another way we say like the preliminary practice of the instruction. That way, like a preliminary practice of the session and preliminary practice of the instruction. So that way also we have the first Jamgon Kongtrul Rinpoche divided into 2, which is the outer preliminary practice.
The preliminary, it's Guru Yoga or session preliminary, or that's also called instruction.
This 2 is like divided into the outer preliminary practice. The outer preliminary practice, right? So it has a 2. So divided 2, one is Guru Yoga and one is instruction preliminary practice.
Ok, donc ce qu'on est en train d'apprendre en fait, c'est les commentaires du premier Jamgon Kongtrul Rinpoche. Et la dernière fois, on a commencé par parler de la pratique préliminaire extérieure. Donc ça se divise en 2 parties, le Kuru Yoga. Et puis la deuxième partie, ça s'appelle préliminaire de la session. Ça s'appelle aussi préliminaire des instructions.
Is it clear? Like first, the outer preliminary practice, that one, the first Jamgon Kongtrul Rinpoche divided into 2, like Guru Yoga and the instruction preliminary practice, that way. The first one, the Guru Yoga, we practice here for a while, and the Guru Yoga is very important practice, especially in the Mahayana and the Vajrayana tradition, and among these 2 also, like especially in the Vajrayana tradition.
Donc maintenant, on va revoir le Kuru Yoga, comme on avait mentionné à la session dernière. Kuru Yoga, c'est surtout on met l'emphase sur Kuru Yoga dans la tradition Mahayana et Vajrayana.
Now we do here a little bit the session preliminary practice or the Guru Yoga for a while. So during this time, like when we do this practice, so you can visualize if you have your special Guru, then you can see your Guru and the Buddha in separately in front of your space. If you don't have someone special as your Guru, then you just visualize the Buddha in front of your space as your Guru.
Donc maintenant, on va pratiquer le cours yoga comme on avait appris la dernière fois. Donc pour le faire, on va visualiser que le Kuru, si vous en avez un, bah, vous allez visualiser que le Kuru et le Bouddha c'est unissent en une entité, une même entité, donc le Kuru et le Bouddha ensemble. Si vous n'avez pas de Kuru en particulier, visualisez le Bouddha et puis donc le Bouddha ou le Kuru devant votre espace.
Okay. Now it says like this, like with intense respect and devotion, repeat the lineage prayer. And why we do this way, the devotion, with the devotion we make a supplication prayer that during this, how we supplicate is that, bless me, Guru, that I can generate the unconditional loving kindness and compassion and bodhicitta to attain enlightenment in order to benefit all sentient beings. So therefore, with the deep devotion, we make a supplication prayer. So we'll do the short supplication prayer here.
Donc maintenant, on va lire les prières d'invocation. Pour lire ces prières, on va susciter en fait les dits de la dévotion et aussi avec du respect. Donc, en même temps, on réfléchit de façon suivante. Donc, donnez-moi de vos bénédictions, mon courroux, pour que je puisse générer de l'amour et de la compassion inconditionnelle et pour que je puisse atteindre l'éveil rapidement pour bénéficier de tous les êtres sensibles.
Namo Dharmaya Namo Sanghaya Sangye Chuen Soge Chonam La Janjo Ba Dani Gyazun Jen Dagi Chinyin Yeba Dedan Bola Pinje Sangye Domba Semjin Damjin Dewa Dan Dün Günan Dembaran Görece Dumandan Dumangin Güdan Tağırın Görece Duman Meben Dewa Damba Dön Görece Yerin Cadan Nidan Cav Danyum Cembola Nebar Görece Chanzi Wadang Chujing Shamba Jesu Yirang Kujing Sowa Yewa Chunzin Dagi Chesa Tamjin Dagi Janju Chimu Sajin Joshin Mendo Dam Rera Lingshi Nidin Genban De Sangye Shingdo Midin Boa Dogen Nanda Shingdo Chumba Sho Idam Guru Rana Mendra Kamniriyan Daya Semjen Namgi Samba Na Lui Chetan Jindar Tunmon Demba Yin Chuyi Korolo Korondo So Namda Tsuldim Zerge Zajenden Dingzin Bami Riling Gubid Shirom Nida Nove Jogun Za Tubjon Dungun Dublayan Janza Baldin Zawe Lama Rimbo Jen Dagi Chivru Pime Densho Kadin Jimbo Gungne Jesondi Kuzon Doje Mudo Zando Baldin Doje Changwa Regun Gyabda Lama Yawang Karma Kinguru Gungi Jungni Sishi Penjuru Yidam Doje Nanjuru Chile Gungi Jembo Wanjuru Chunyon Dorje Berjin Chamdala Naljuru Dalme Tseche Gube Dudu Tukje Jongwa Kanda Jojo Dongge Jigdena Pije Lomaran Jurba Gansonda Dingre Dumbe Jugi Jarbeji Nyembaran Deba Damje Dirje Namo Lai Kedan Ludan Nijinki Chulum Dadan Miyengi Namda Doan Gungi Dagi Jizam Damji Gendo Dagi Jundu Ona Manjur Namgi Dadan Nibe Simjen Damji Kurwangi Son Tungalgi Jazuli Chini Jang Chaldi Sungju Lana Meba Turji Chanji Gophan La Kyo Bara Cha Di Chedo Dame Cho Zamola Tuzam Gumsum Ge Guni Chuk Bara Che Ba Le Talin Dire Tu Gun Ju Bara Gyu Nyambe Gunlon Dang Okay, once again, good morning and generate the bodhicitta, enlightened mind. With this enlightened mind, we start our teaching session.
Donc, encore bonjour à tout le monde. On va susciter de la bodhicitta avec bodhicitta. On va entamer la session d'études aujourd'hui.
And the teaching is based on the 7-point mind training. So you all have a chance to look what are those 7-point mind training. What are the 7 points?
Donc, l'enseignement d'aujourd'hui, c'est basé sur l'entraînement de l'esprit sur les 7 points. Est-ce que vous avez déjà eu une chance de regarder ce que c'est, ce que ça inclut les 7 points?
You got time to look at it, or you got time to meditate on the what we call like a preliminary of session, like whenever you do the practice, do you try to apply this one on the session practice?
Donc, pour le premier point, la pratique préliminaire, est-ce que vous avez eu le temps de l'appliquer dans votre pratique quotidienne?
No, nobody got chance to. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Like as usual, we have to try to apply. Otherwise, we can be scholar, but we cannot be enlightened. So this is the two different things.
Donc,
now that you were mentioning the introduction about the preliminaries, right? But you mentioned last time the 4 basic, I don't know the term is the outer preliminaries like precious human life, permanence, karma, and suffering. But today we didn't do that. So, but you referred last time like they were the preliminaries, so that's the way I did it. So,
It's okay.
and okay.
Donc, Acharya vous demande, est-ce que, en fait, il répète encore, ce serait vraiment crucial d'essayer de l'appliquer, ce qu'on apprend, parce que sinon, on deviendra seulement un érudit et pas, on ne pourrait pas atteindre l'éveil.
Like if possible, in your daily life, when you wake up, you try to apply like today. At the beginning, you calm down, therefore do short breathing meditation. Then you can do the 9-fold breathing purification, just purify yourself. Then you do the short Guru Yoga and do the supplication and supplicate to your Guru that please bless me that I can generate loving kindness and compassion and bodhicitta. That not just like a supplicate, that I can bless me, that I can apply when I start my days, right? All my activities, I can apply that unconditional loving kindness and compassion and the bodhicitta in my daily activities. So that way change your the mind.
Donc, vous pouvez faire de façon suivante pour l'incorporer dans votre quotidien. Donc, on réveille, vous vous calmez et ensuite on peut commencer avec une pratique une méditation par la respiration. Donc, comme on a fait tantôt, purifier le corps et l'esprit par les 9 respirations. Ensuite, on va entamer le Kuru Yoga et quand vous pratiquez le Kuru Yoga, on fait la prière au Kuru. Cher Kuru, accordez-moi votre bénédiction pour que je puisse susciter de la bodhicitta et atteindre l'éveil pour le bien-être de tous les êtres sensibles.
Okay. What the Idani mentioned will come back. That one will come back. But first thing, what I want to tell you is that this is 7-point mind training, like try to review it when you go back, like a first point preliminary practice. Then second, you will see as a like a, you people don't have the paper, which is the 7-point. Yeah, like second one, it says the mind training, the main practice. That means like a bodhicitta. Then third one, like how we the cause and condition we transferred into the path, and how we apply into bring it whole life into the practice. Then we measure our mind, how much I train, the measurement of the mind training, then commitment, then precepts. So that way we have a 7-point. But all these points are to train the mind, which is the second one, the main point, which is bodhicitta. So all the another is like a condition or the cause to help to bring the mind into the main point.
Donc, quand vous serez de retour, ce serait bien de réviser le petit texte qu'on vous a distribué. Donc, le deuxième point, la dernière fois, on a vu le premier point et aujourd'hui, on va continuer avec le deuxième point. Donc, je ne vais pas vous lire tous les 7 points. Donc, c'est ça.
Okay. So here we talk about the mind training, right? Like we then another way we say, tame your mind. But as I said, unless we don't apply, it doesn't work. And at the same time, we know the bodhicitta is important. Enlightenment is important. So and so forth is important. Mahamudra, Dzogchen, whatever. But in Buddhist tradition, the main point, whatever I mentioned, is important. But the most important is how you apply to practice. How you apply is the more important. Like let's say I'm practicing the Dharma, but my intention can be anything, right? Like I want to show the world that I'm a good scholar according to the Buddhist philosophy. So then according to the Buddhist practice, it's not good. And our intention should not be like that. So that's why like application and how you practice is most important. So here we practice that may I benefit all sentient beings. So therefore I have to attain enlightenment. So therefore I will have to practice. So like when the why the 7-point mind training is important, so that time the teaching mentioned, because without training your mind with loving kindness and compassion and bodhicitta, you cannot attain enlightenment. You can achieve certain high level, but you cannot attain enlightenment. So to attain enlightenment, we have to train our mind with the unconditional loving kindness and compassion and the bodhicitta. So therefore, we are here to train our mind with the 7-point mind training.
Alors, on essaye d'apprivoiser notre esprit, mais on revient encore et encore sur l'importance de pouvoir l'appliquer dans la pratique. Donc, l'intention, ce serait vraiment importante dans la pratique parce que certaines personnes pourraient juste pratiquer pour en devenir beaucoup plus connaissants, sur le dharma. Mais ici, c'est pas notre intention. On pratique le dharma pour bénéficier de tous les êtres sensibles. Donc, c'est seulement quand on suscite, quand on génère le vrai bodhicitta et avec le souhait de bénéficier tout le monde, qu'on va pouvoir atteindre l'éveil.
Interesting, you know, right? Last time we shared, like mind training, not others, yours, right? Like that one, we should not forget.
Donc, la dernière fois, on a tous rigolé ensemble. Ici, on est en train d'apprivoiser notre propre esprit et pas l'esprit de l'autrui.
Okay, so now here, whether we say tame your mind, whether we say train your mind, we'll learn little bit how we train our mind. We learn little bit here. Like a example like this. Maybe sometime we are not clear with the training our mind or taming our mind, so we may have a confusion. So let's go with this example. It may help you to make clear. Like training our mind means we try to protect our mind from the negative and we apply into the positive. This is normal. Like example, like when we give compliment to someone, like let's say 9 compliment, like somebody give it to me, let's say me, you people give me a 9 compliment or 1 criticize, I won't be happy, right? That is our nature, because I will focus on the 1 criticize instead of 9 compliment. If we exaggerate, then like a 99 compliment, 1 criticize, still I won't be happy. I will be upset because this and this one person, the 1 point is criticized. So this is the time, tame your mind or train your mind. Focus on the 99. It's huge, right? Like 1% is okay, but we still focus on the 1% and we upset my friend or my parents, whoever criticize me, whatever the 99 compliment. So that's why training our mind to see the positive one. In our life, these things happening, like we have so many things to be grateful, but still we complain this and that and that. So that's why train your mind like this. We see the positive. It's huge, 99. And one criticize. So this is the main mind training. So we train our mind to do the good one.
Donc, on a déjà appris un petit peu sur comment apprivoiser notre esprit, mais parfois, ce n'est pas toujours clair. Alors, Acharya nous donne un exemple pour bien l'expliquer. Ici, quand on parle de dresser notre esprit, ce qu'on veut dire, c'est de se protéger, de protéger notre esprit de l'aspect négatif, mais de l'orienter vers l'aspect positif. Donc, un exemple concret, ce serait quand on reçoit 9 compliments, on se réjouit pas des 9 compliments qu'on reçoit, mais dès qu'on reçoit une seule critique, on va mettre toute notre attention sur la seule critique. Et quand on va encore plus loin, même quand on reçoit 99 compliments et seulement une critique, on va pas, on s'en fiche de tous les compliments qu'on a reçus, mais on se focalise sur la seule critique.
This is the one example how we see with the judgmental mind. Then another one, like grateful. Instead of jealous, we grateful. Like let's say around our friend circle, when our friends succeed, with whatever, like business, whatever. To be to be honest, we really don't be grateful from the bottom of our heart. We say this happened, he's famous or successful, okay, like that, we really don't be happy for them and the grateful, like happy for them and grateful, we rejoice their hard work and the succeed. So like here mind training means when your friend, like a stranger, that doesn't happen much, that jealousy most of the time happening around the friend circle or relatives and like this. So during that time, if you see someone really doing very good, succeed or whatever, we really have to be happy, we really have to be grateful, and we really have to rejoice them. So then this is also the one mind training. So like a antidote of jealousy. So then you will have a more peace of mind. So that way here, the another way we have to train our mind.
Deuxième chose, ça serait la pratique de la reconnaissance. Donc, ça serait un bon outil, un bon moyen pour contrer de la jalousie. Donc, on voit souvent que dans notre entourage, quand on a quelqu'un qui a eu du succès, qui a eu des bons accomplissements, verbalement, on va les féliciter, mais au fond de nous, on ne se réjouit pas forcément de façon sincère de leur réussite. Donc, il faut qu'on s'entraîne pour se jouir du succès, du bonheur des autres.
Yeah, so that way we have to see many different ways to train our mind. The another one, like within a friend, within a family, within relatives, when we don't have a good time, let's say we quarrel or something happen, then again, training your mind is very important. Watch your mind, how you are thinking, what you are planning. But most of the time what we do, wait and watch. Right? He or she said these, I will do this. Like we plan to revenge instead of acknowledging oneself, what I said, what I make a mistake, why I fight with them, why I quarrel with them. So acknowledging oneself, what was my mistake. So we examine ourselves. Then if we say a good thing, did a good job, then we appreciate. If we make a mistake, then we have to correct here. But we don't do that. Most of the time, I cannot say you all, but generally, most of the time, we plan to do some worse than that. So that is also a lack of mind training. So here, mind training means watching ourselves. What I'm doing good, what I'm doing right, and what I'm doing wrong, and what is my mistakes. So that way we train or tame our mind.
Alors le troisième point, ça serait aussi d'observer notre esprit, surtout quand on est en conflit, quand on a une dispute avec quelqu'un de notre entourage. Quand vous passez à l'observation de votre esprit, souvent vous allez voir que au lieu d'analyser nos propres comportements, en fait, on va souvent avoir cette mentalité de prendre la revanche contre la personne. Donc, ce serait important d'observer dans ces scénarios-là.
And the last one, when we talk about the mind training, and when we study through the Mahayana and Vajrayana, like you really have to know that we are trying to break the limit or the boundaries. Like in generally, worldly life has a limit. Like let's say loving kindness and compassion also limit, like to my relative, to my friend, to something, that's all. But here how we break the boundaries is that, of course, your parents, family, relative, friend, then is danger, then still we extend until our enemy. So you see how we break the boundaries. And not just like enemies, we bring all the animals. So that way we break the boundaries. According to your practice, if you're creating the extra boundary, that means you're doing something wrong. So we are here not to create the boundaries. We are here to break the boundaries. So don't forget that. So mind training to break the boundaries, not create the boundaries. According to the Buddhists or Buddhism, if you're creating extra layer boundaries, that means you're doing something mistake there. So we are here to break the boundaries. So that way we have to understand.
Le dernier point, ce serait dans notre quotidien d'essayer de défaire la limite qu'on s'impose en nous-mêmes. Ce qu'on veut dire, c'est que dans la pratique, on ne va pas seulement penser au bien-être de nos amis, de nos familles, de nos proches, mais aussi d'étendre cette bienveillance à nos ennemis et aussi à des animaux. Donc, dans la pratique bouddhiste, si vous vous rendez compte qu'au lieu de défaire vos limites, vous définissez encore plus de limites, alors là, vous commettez une erreur.
And like why I'm talking this is that like generally we have to study from the Theravada, Mahayana, Vajrayana. So then you will understand the real perspective of the Buddhism or the Buddha's teaching. So now like I don't know everyone, but some of may come direct to the here. So then here we most of the time do based on the Vajrayana tradition. Then as I said, we are trying to break the boundaries like some people cannot digest. Like you have to love equal to your mother and your enemy. It doesn't sound good for them. When you have a very limited mind with the worldly perspective, so it doesn't sound, what are you talking? How I can do that? It's kind of impossible. But here in Buddhist perspective, how we can do is that like my enemy and my mother, only different is time. This is my present mother, but this is my past mother. So equally important. However, now by condition or by some time, one became a mother and one became an enemy, but in reality, we believe beginningless lifetime until today. So we believe that, however, in one lifetime, he or she is my mother. So that's why time different, but equally mother. So why not I show my love and compassion equal? So that way we break the boundaries. But just worldly perspective who have only that much, they don't understand. They cannot accept also. So that's why in Buddhism it's important to study from the Theravada, Mahayana to Vajrayana. So that's why I'm sharing this, just to have ideas.
Donc ici, Acharya nous explique pourquoi il revient sur les 4 points dont on a évoqué tantôt. Parce qu'en général, dans l'apprentissage bouddhiste, on fait de l'apprentissage progressif. Donc, en général, on commence avec la Theravada, ensuite on progresse vers le Mahayana et finalement vers le Vajrayana. Parce que quand on est... en fait, ici, dans la pratique Vajrayana, on parle de l'amour et la compassion de façon équitable envers notre mère et nos ennemis. Donc, ça serait un peu difficile de digérer pour quelqu'un qui a un esprit plus borné. Ce serait impossible d'imaginer comment on puisse traiter les deux personnes de façon identique. Mais dans le bouddhisme Vajrayana, on croit que en fait la seule différence entre la mère et l'ennemi, c'est le temps. Donc ça veut dire que en fait les deux ont été notre mère. La seule différence, c'est que l'une est notre mère dans la vie présente et l'autre était notre mère dans la vie passée. Donc, il n'y a aucune raison de les traiter de façon différente.
Yeah, so that way we have to train our mind. And the very important thing nowadays, forget about the another religion, even in the Buddhism, Mahayana, this lineage. So that means we're doing something wrong. Lineage is not about this is good and this is bad. It's about to train your mind. Like according to the Buddha said, you practice very well and at the same time respect all the religion. We hear sometimes we make mistake. Forget about the inner religion, even in the Buddhism, these, that. No, like everyone has a different style, different method, different technique, because everyone is not the same. So therefore, there's a different technique and method. Because like let's say as a human being, baby cannot eat the chicken. If you feed them, they will be sick. So sudden age, then they can eat. Then sudden age, then again when we get old, different, like a different age-wise, different place-wise, we have to eat different things, season-wise, situation-wise. So that way there's a many teachings. So we have to respect everyone teaching, and we can take which is good for you, which is your cup of tea, or which is your piece of cake. Yeah, not like you are taking something, then this is the best. Everyone should do this. So that's the mistake. So in life, whatever you do is okay, but make sure you respect what others doing. So this is also one way of mind training.
Alors donc, on a déjà parlé d'élargir notre esprit et pas de borner notre esprit. Donc ici, Acharya nous dit que, en fait, quand on s'engage dans la voie bouddhiste, il faut en même temps respecter la voie des autres religions, parce que même Bouddha, il a dit, il faut avoir du respect pour toutes les autres religions, parce que tout le monde ne serait pas attiré par le bouddhisme. Donc, c'est tout à fait correct aussi. Chacun son temps, chacun sa tasse de café ou sa part de gâteau. Donc, c'est ça. Vous vous engagez dans la voie qui vous convienne. Et puis, en même temps, il faut garder l'esprit ouvert.
Okay, so this is just a general idea. Now we'll come back to the preliminary practice. So here we don't talk about the special preliminary practice. Here we talk about the just general preliminary practice. Sometimes we name as a forethought that turns mind into the Dharma.
Alors maintenant, on va continuer avec la pratique préliminaire. Ici, on parle des préliminaires de façon générale et pas de préliminaires particuliers qu'on a brièvement évoqué tantôt. La pratique préliminaire générale, ça s'appelle aussi les 4 pensées.
Like this one, it says like this: you study and you contemplate and you meditate until you really get a feeling and a little bit of realization. You practice that much. It says like this.
Alors, la préliminaire générale, ça constitue d'étudier la pratique, méditer, donc appliquer dans la pratique, jusqu'à que vous éteigniez, que vous ayez un petit peu de réalisation.
And in simple way, why we need to practice the preliminary practice at the beginning, as I said last time, it is a foundation. And another way is very important because it will help you to generate the devotion. So when you are devoted to the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, then you want to practice. Like, let's say in general way also, when we devoted to someone, we want to listen to them and we want to follow them. We don't trust them, we don't want to listen. So therefore, this Mundo practice the Mundo or the preliminary practice will help us to generate the devotion. And devotion is very important according to the practice. Like in the lineage prayer, it is always there, right? Like devotion is the head of the meditation. It says like this. Generally, our body is big, right? But the main thing is done by head. So same here, according to our practice also, the most important is the devotion. How much you devoted to the Guru, how much you devoted to the Buddha, how much you devoted to the Dharma, how much you devoted to the Sangha. So that's why at the beginning, preliminary practice is very important. So that can help you to generate the devotion. So that's why we always see at the beginning the preliminary practice.
Donc, pourquoi on voit que avant de commencer toute pratique, on commence toujours par la pratique préliminaire? C'est parce que c'est extrêmement important. Une façon simple de l'expliquer, c'est parce que ça nous permet d'acquérir des bases fondamentales et nous aider à générer de la dévotion envers les 3 joyaux. Donc, seulement quand on a du plaisir, de la confiance en quelque chose, ben, ça serait plus simple. Ce serait plus simple de s'engager dans cette voie-là. Donc, on dit dans le bouddhisme, la dévotion, c'est la tête de la méditation. C'est juste une façon de dire à quel point de susciter, d'avoir la dévotion est vraiment importante dans la pratique. Donc, c'est pour ça qu'on commence toujours avec cette pratique préliminaire.
Okay, now let's see how the preliminary practice generate the devotion, how it helps. We'll see.
Alors maintenant, on va passer à voir comment la pratique préliminaire nous aide à susciter de la dévotion.
So this preliminary practice, you know, right? Like we say general preliminary practice or outer preliminary practice. Sometimes we say that 4 thoughts that turns the mind into the Dharma. So these are different names, but same thing.
Donc la préliminaire, maintenant en fait on va voir la préliminaire générale, donc ce n'est pas la préliminaire, ça s'appelle aussi la préliminaire extérieure qui se différencie de la préliminaire particulier ou on appelle aussi le préliminaire intérieur. Donc, pour la préliminaire générale dont on parle maintenant, ça s'appelle aussi les 4 pensées qui transforment l'esprit, qui tournent l'esprit vers le Dharma.
So, 4 thoughts that turns mind into the Dharma. The 4 thought, you know, right? 4 thoughts, like we are thinking of precious human life, impermanent, then the karmic cause and effect, and the suffering of samsara. So these 4 thought is called the thinking on these 4, the topic can help you to change your mind into the Dharma. So that's why it named that 4 thoughts turns the mind into the Dharma.
Alors, je ne sais pas si vous le savez, ce qu'on appelle les 4 pensées qui aident l'esprit à tourner vers le Dhamma. Qu'est-ce qu'on explicitement les 4 pensées dont on parle, c'est le précieux corps humain. Donc le premier, le précieux corps humain. Le deuxième, l'impermanence. Troisième point, cause et effet karmique. Quatrième point, souffrance du samsara.
Okay, let's learn this way. How many of you really think and feel that human life is precious?
On va apprendre de cette façon. Donc, première question, combien parmi vous pensez sincèrement que le corps humain est précieux? Levez votre main.
All of you think, right? Very good, very good. This is very important. But in Buddhist teaching, precious human life, like this, there's a different human life and the precious human life. We don't consider all the human life as a precious human life. Human life and the precious human life. Different is that, let's say like this. Like some people born as a human being, but I'm not blaming them, okay? I'm just giving you the example. Like because of their karma or because of environment, we don't know. But what I'm trying to say is that somebody spend whole life doing negative, like killing, stealing, robbing, raping, like this. They spend like this also. So that's the human life, but not the precious human life. Right? That way, so many people are there. Every day they involve with the negative, whether they do or whether they command to do others. So that way also many people spend their life. So that one we don't consider as a precious human life. Another one, like they just spend their life to live this life, make money, enjoy, entertain, do something normal like human beings. That's called normal life. We don't consider that one also as a precious human life. Like a negative life, the neutral life, we don't consider as a precious human life. Precious human life means like we think that we are having the precious human life. We think because we got a human life plus we how to say, we face with the Dharma. We got the Dharma. We got the Dharma. At the same time, we, as much as we can, we are trying to think or pray or wish or we practice to become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. So that's why we think that this is a precious human life. So you see the difference, right? Like a precious human life, just neutral human life, and the negative or the not good one, like who always spend with the negative. So that way we can make a difference within a human life.
Donc, d'abord, on va clarifier un petit peu les concepts de la différence des concepts entre le corps humain et le corps humain précieux. Ce sont deux choses complètement différentes. Pour quelqu'un qui a eu naissance dans un corps humain et qui passe tout son temps à commettre des crimes, on appelle ça juste le corps humain et ça ne se qualifie pas pour le corps humain précieux. Et un deuxième exemple, c'est quelqu'un qui a juste une vie ordinaire, qui essaye d'accumuler de la richesse mondaine, profiter de la vie. Ça se qualifie pas non plus du corps humain précieux. C'est juste du corps humain ordinaire. Et le troisième, ce qu'on appelle réellement le corps humain précieux, ce qu'on veut dire, c'est non seulement on a eu naissance dans un corps humain, mais aussi dans cette vie-là, on a pu rencontrer le Dharma et ensuite on a voulu s'engager dans cette voie-là pour atteindre l'éveil, pour devenir Bouddha, afin de bénéficier de tous les êtres sensibles.
Yeah, so that's why we believe that we have a precious human life, because we being human and we are not doing the negative what I mentioned, and we are not living just neutral life, and we are here like with the teachings we try to apply, and that's why we have a precious human life.
Donc ici, je pense que nous avons tous le corps humain précieux parce que non seulement on a eu une naissance, on a une naissance dans un corps humain et on ne commet pas de crime, et en même temps on poursuit quelque chose d'un peu plus que juste du plaisir mondain. Donc ici, on se tourne vers le Dharma.
Yeah, so now like we knew that we have a precious human life, right? Like compared to like now we have 7 or 8 billion people. Among them, how many Buddhists are there? First thing, how many Buddhists are there? And among the Buddhists also, how many Buddhists are practicing the authentic, right? Like to break the boundaries. So many Buddhists practice to create the boundaries. So that's why I always trying to mention, we are not here to be Buddhists. We are here to become a Buddha. So without breaking all these boundaries, we cannot be Buddha. So that's why, like when we think this way, forget about the animals, just human beings. So among them also, we got a chance to practice. So this kind of practice, among the Buddhists also, authentic practitioner is very few. So if you want to add yourself into this few group, so then break all the things, then you be grateful that how grateful I am. Like among the 8 billion, maybe I don't think even one person really practice very authentic and genuine loving kindness and compassion and bodhicitta, what we mentioned in the text. So therefore, we are very grateful, and we are having a precious human life. So that's the reason. So when we see all the details by details, then this kind of life who is having is very rare in this world. So that's why precious human life.
Donc parmi toute la population aujourd'hui dans le monde entier, vous pouvez réfléchir à combien il y en a qui sont des bouddhistes, et parmi ces populations bouddhistes, combien il y en a des bouddhistes authentiques. Donc, ce qu'on appelle les bouddhistes authentiques, c'est d'avoir le souhait de devenir Bouddha afin d'avoir la bodhicitta et pour bénéficier de tous les êtres sensibles. Donc ici, encore une fois, quand on réfléchit de cette façon, on se rend compte que le corps humain, on est en fait, on fait partie de cette minorité des personnes qui ont possédé un corps humain précieux. Et alors, il faudrait en fait tout le temps penser à élargir notre esprit et pas se mettre des limites.
Then it says like this, like, okay, I have a precious human life. Just having this thought is not enough, right? I have a precious human. If you think only that much, then again you may waste. So the second is that I have a precious human life, but it is fragile. And the second point is that impermanent. Anytime we can lost or lose. Anytime. So it is a fragile and impermanent. I may can lose anytime. So therefore, I will make this precious human life meaningful. So therefore, to make my life meaningful, I have to practice. So that way we turn our mind to the Dharma. You see here, like a practice. So this is the way of developing the devotion. So this way it helps us to develop the devotion. At the beginning, we said, right, the preliminary practice will help you to generate your devotion. So you see like, I have to practice. Otherwise, I may lose. We never know. It's impermanent. Anytime I can lose. So before losing, I will make it meaningful. So that way, it will help to generate the devotion.
Alors, seulement avec cette prise de conscience comme quoi on a acquis aujourd'hui, on a déjà acquis le corps humain précieux, n'est pas suffisant, parce qu'il faudrait aussi se rendre compte que le corps humain est aussi en même temps fragile. Donc, de par cette raison, il faudrait, ça peut se perdre, en fait, on peut perdre ce corps humain à tout moment, alors il faudrait le dédier à des pratiques de dharma, pour le transformer de façon significative, avec du sens, rempli de sens en fait. Donc la façon de lui donner du sens, de donner du sens à notre corps humain précieux, ce serait de pratiquer le dharma. Donc comment le pratiquer? Il faut développer la dévotion. Donc on revient sur la question qu'on s'est posée au tout début, donc comment la pratique préliminaire aide à susciter la dévotion. Donc maintenant, on a la réponse.
Yeah, this impermanent, like I said very short way, but we have to think more grand way or deeper. Like sometimes we know that like impermanent, but still we have a clinging, you know, like we say sometime like I can guarantee that I will be tomorrow. So that is maybe can be overconfident, right? Like these things happens. But when you really realize the impermanent, you don't have that. You will not have that thought like I will be tomorrow. Because here we understand little bit about the impermanent, but still we didn't realize. So this is the two different things. So that's why we have to meditate on impermanent from the outer to yourself. Outer means you can like roughly you can meditate like you can see how the 4 seasons change. It is impermanent. Then bring closer, like how the month change. Bring closer how the week change, how the days change. and how the hours change, how the minute, how the second. That way we can bring, and we can look out there the things, mountain, whatever. Everything nowadays so fast, changing so fast. That way we can bring. Then at the end you can bring on yourself also. I'm also a human being. Not only me, all the human beings or sentient beings have to go. And I don't know when I have to go. So before the time comes, I will make my life meaningful, not just neutral and the last one forget about that. But even we'll try our best, not just we spend our life as a neutral, we will make meaningful, because we never know the impermanent. We can see how fast it's changed, so we never know when it's our. But it's like it's guaranteed, right? The time comes. Only we don't know is that when. But the time is like we have no choice, have to go through that way. So before going that, we have a precious human life. Before our death come or impermanent come, we'll make a meaningful. So that way, like first one on the precious human life, the second one is impermanent. That means this precious life can lose any time. So then what we do, the karmic cause and effect. Do good, avoid the bad, avoid the negative. It's simple. Karmic cause and effect is, we can make it very simple. Avoid the negative, do positive. So that way we can do. Why we need to do? The last one will tell you. The suffering of samsara. Because I don't want a suffering. I don't want to suffer. So now I have a life. If I don't use meaningful way, I will come back to samsara. I will suffer same. I don't want that. Before losing my life, the impermanent and death. So what I do the karmic cause and effect. So that means I do good things, meaningful things before I leave. I avoid all the false and negatives. So that way, when we think this way, then there is no way that we don't generate the devotion. Then we really, oh no, I have to practice. So that thought comes. That thought is the devotion. I really have to and want to, and it is a meaningful. So when we have this thought, so that is called devotion. So this, you see, like then another way we say, turning the mind into dharma. So it turns, right? I have to do practice. So now sometime like this is very important, because sometime we flying, we just trying to do some practice as a fun, let's say, as a fun or entertainment, or sometime like just for the curious. So when we understand deeper into these four, one by one, precious human life, oh, I have a precious human life, but it's impermanent. I may can lose anytime. It's okay if I lose, what's wrong? No, you will come back into the samsara. You will suffer. The third one, right? So then, how can I do? What can I do to free? So karmic cause and effect. You practice, do good. These four are related, and really we want to do something loving. So that's why the preliminary practice is important, because it will help you to develop your devotion.
Alors, savoir l'impermanence et de de le réaliser sont deux choses différentes. Souvent, même si souvent on le sait, on se rend compte qu'on a acquis le corps humain précieux, mais et que c'est fragile, c'est impermanent, mais on a la surconfiance, comme quoi j'y serai là encore demain. Donc, ça démontre justement de le savoir d'une façon intellectuelle et de le réaliser sont deux choses différentes. Donc, comment on peut faire pour réaliser justement l'impermanence? On peut méditer sur les 4 saisons. On peut commencer par méditer des choses un peu plus larges ou grandes, donc sur le changement des 4 saisons, le changement des mois, des semaines, ainsi de suite. Et donc, on peut observer qu'aujourd'hui, de nos jours, les changements sont d'un rythme très soutenu. Donc, même notre corps change d'une seconde à l'autre. Et on va se rendre compte qu'un jour, en fait, tôt ou tard, ça sera notre tour de quitter ce monde. Et ça, c'est un fait qui est déjà certain, en fait. Alors, avant que mon tour arrive, il faudrait que je donne du sens à mon corps humain précieux. Et comment je peux justement le faire? Ce serait de le dire d'une façon simple. Ce serait de faire des bonnes actions, éviter des mauvaises actions. Et pourquoi je devrais faire ainsi? Parce que je ne voudrais pas revenir dans le samsara pour continuer la souffrance. Donc, si on contemple sur ces 4 points, si on souvent contemple sur ces 4 points, ça va nous aider à susciter de la dévotion et donc nous aider dans la pratique.
Okay, this is the general idea on the general preliminary practice. So now I will take one or two questions if you have, according to last week and today.
Donc là, on a déjà survolé sur les concepts généraux de la pratique préliminaire. Maintenant, si vous avez des questions, n'hésitez pas.
Yes, Acharya. I had two, one question, I guess, and another just comment. Question. Yes, it was just to see where in this, on this, with regard to precious human life, where you would place people who have no religion at all, but are living very good lives, are very kind, very generous, good parents, wish well for others. Many, you could say it's a normal life, but it seems pretty precious. So that was the question. And then the other was just the idea of devotion, that I'm getting a sense that some people are devoted to their children. Some people are devoted to music, to art. So it seems the devotion to the Dharma is like that. It's really being in love with this part of our life, with this aspect of our life. And I even read something recently where they were saying to really be in love with your breath, that it's your best friend, that your time practicing breathing meditation isn't just a mechanical exercise to calm your mind, but it is an opportunity to really get a sense of devotion, that seeing, like really being in love with this breath, so that the time, whether it's 20 minutes that you're doing the practice, it takes it to another level, it brings in devotion.
Alors, je vais traduire la question. Donc, la question La question, c'est ainsi. Donc, comment, à propos du précieux corps humain, comment vous situez les personnes qui sont non religieux, qui ne pratiquent aucune religion, mais qui sont des bonnes personnes, qui font des bonnes actions, mais qui mènent juste une vie ordinaire. Donc, dans ce cas-là, ce groupe de personnes, comment on les qualifie? En fait, comment on qualifie leur corps humain? Donc ça, c'est la première question. Et puis ensuite, Linda, elle a aussi dit un commentaire à propos de l'idée de la dévotion. Donc, elle pense que la dévotion, elle pense à la dévotion qu'on a pour l'art, la musique, des parents pour les enfants. Donc, le dharma, c'est quelque chose ça peut être quelque chose de similaire à ce concept-là. C'est-à-dire, la dévotion, c'est vraiment tomber amoureux de quelque chose. Donc, c'est comme elle a lu quelque part, de tomber amoureux de notre propre respiration. Ce n'est pas seulement une action, un mouvement mécanique, mais en fait, ça nous permet de réaliser ou de cultiver cette dévotion.
Okay, like according to the Linda, right? Linda's talk, like first one, precious life, having precious life with a good family, doing good things. If you see from the worldly perspective, yes, they're having precious life. Worldly perspective. As I said at the beginning, right, there's a worldly perspective and the Dharma perspective. According to the Dharma perspective, we have to break all the boundaries, as I said. So at the general perspective, yes, they're having good life, precious life, family life, whatever. Yes, I agree, there's no conflict. But when it comes to the Dharma, and especially to the Mahayana and Vajrayana, it's not really precious, because they can go until we will have a good family life, we will have financially strong, successful, whatever. But here, according to the Dharma perspective, especially Mahayana and Vajrayana, the final goal is to be a Buddha, not just have a luxury life. Like in general way, yes, having luxury life is like a precious life or comfort life. But in Dharma perspective, it's not. Our goal is to become a Buddha. So to become a Buddha, we have to practice unconditional love, compassion, and bodhicitta. But to general, the luxury life, all these things to have, we don't need this. We can have a limited, a conditional loving kindness and compassion. But to become a Buddha, it doesn't work. So that's why, like a general perspective, we can see as a precious life. Yes, whoever having a good life, good family life, yes. But Buddhist perspective, but still they also can have according to the Buddhist perspective, also a precious life, right? They may have a bodhicitta, we never know. They may have unconditional loving and compassion also. So that's the plus point, if they have. If they don't have they have only the worldly perspective, I should have a good family, a luxury life, like all these things, world travel, all these things, then we don't consider as the precious life according to the Buddhist perspective. So we have to make it different. Like you are looking for Buddhist perspective, especially Mahayana and Vajrayana, or you're just looking for the general perspective. So general perspective, yes, it is precious. But when it comes to the Buddhist perspective, unless you don't have the unconditional mind, that loving kindness and compassion, bodhicitta, then like still we consider as a normal lifestyle. So that way, precious one. The devotion one we'll talk.
Donc, quand on examine ces corps humains, en fait, ce groupe de personnes qui font des bonnes actions et qui ne sont pas nécessairement religieux, qui ne pratiquent pas le dharma, selon les critères non bouddhistes, ça ne les qualifie pas comme des précieux corps humains, parce que en fait, quand on pratique le dharma, notre but ultime, ça serait de devenir des Bouddhas et puis pratiquer de l'amour et la compassion de façon inconditionnelle. Mais ces personnes-là qui ne pratiquent pas le dharma, mais qui font des bonnes actions, en fait, c'est possible qu'ils pratiquent de l'amour et la compassion, mais seulement de façon limitée ou conditionnelle. Mais ils peuvent aussi avoir de la bodhicitta, ça on peut jamais savoir.
And the second devotion is, yes, like what you explained, to love, whether it doesn't matter whether music or whatever. Then here also we talk about the devotion is like we are making love with the Buddha, root guru, and the Dharma and Sangha. So yeah, through this practice, like we make devotion to our practice. So we are having the love to do the practice, because most of the time, like let's say today we have a party and the practice, 99% will choose the party. 1% goes to the practice. So that means most of us has a less devotion to the practice and more devotion to the party. That's the difference. So through this practice, we are trying to generate devotion to the practice also. So that's the difference. But yeah, whatever you said is true.
Donc oui, en général, Acharya est d'accord avec le commentaire. Donc quand on parle de l'art, de la musique, la dévotion pour ces choses-là, ça voudrait dire qu'en fait, on tombe amoureux, on développe l'amour pour ces choses-là. Et pour le dharma, c'est pareil. Quand on s'engage dans cette voie, il faut développer de l'amour, de la passion pour le dharma, pour pratiquer de façon continuelle. Et malheureusement, ça ne se passe pas de cette façon. Quand on regarde, si on a le choix d'aller dans une soirée ou bien d'aller à une session de pratique, 90% des gens vont aller là où il y a du plaisir.
And the interesting, like sleepiness, right? Sleep, what do we say? Sleep or sleepiness? Sleep. Like sleep is more devotion to the Dharma than ourselves. You know that? We are more devoted to the entertainment, the party. Sleep never come at the entertainment and party. But when we start the practice, it comes fast. So the sleepiness is more devotion than ourselves, like that. So we have to replace, like switch, give the sleepiness to the party and ourselves to the practice.
Donc, contrairement à nous, le sommeil, il a énormément de dévotion vers le dharma. Donc, c'est-à-dire quand il s'agit d'aller dans des soirées, le sommeil, il est jamais là, il est jamais présent. Mais dès qu'il s'agit de la pratique, il se présente tout de suite. Donc, il a vraiment beaucoup de dévotion pour le dharma. Alors, il faudrait qu'on change l'ordre des choses.
Okay, the last one.
I read recently well, in a book, and it's describing saying the Tibetan word that is now translated to us as devotion. And it was a combination of two words. And I found that explanation really helpful because in it, if I remember well, it had the idea of respect and confidence, which in the devotion in English doesn't necessarily have that. So I wonder if you could explain to us the Tibetan word and what it actually means.
Alors, la question de Stéphanie, c'est qu'elle a lu dans le, si elle se souvient bien, dans le mot dévotion en tibétain correspond, en fait, est composé de deux mots ensemble et ça enveloppe le respect et aussi la confiance. Donc, elle demande à Acharya d'expliquer, en fait, d'un point de vue tibétain, ce que ça veut dire, en fait, réellement le mot, le concept de dévotion.
Yeah, like the Tibetan word is called mugu. Mugu in Tibetan is mu and gu. That means like let's say we can say confident or love. Love. So mu is love or confident with the things. Then gu is the respect. So when we love and when you're confident with that, then the respect will come, right? So like that. So to the Dharma, when we are confident with Dharma, when we are love with Dharma, then of course we will respect Dharma. So that's why in Tibetan turn, it is very simple, like that way they explain like mugu. The first one is confident or love. The second one, gu, is respect. So when we love, when we respect, then we want to try, right? We want to do. So that's why mugu, that devotion, is very important.
Donc, le mot dévotion en tibétain comporte deux syllabes, le me et le gu. Donc, le me, ça signifie l'amour ou la confiance, et gu, c'est le respect. Donc, quand on a l'amour, la confiance et le respect, et ben, bien sûr, on voudrait pratiquer, on voudrait essayer.
Okay, so before we go, we do the meditation here, like how I explain about the four thoughts that turns into the mind. Like first you think that precious human life, then it is impermanent. I should not waste. I have to make meaningful because I don't want to come back into the samsara to experience the lots of suffering. So now what should I do? Then I have to do the karmic cause and effect. That means I will invest myself to do a practice, to do a dharma. That means whatever I do, my action, speech, and the thought, always I will keep in positive. So that way we do the short meditation on this four thought for a while before we go.
Donc, avant de terminer la session d'aujourd'hui, on va faire une courte pratique sur la quatre pensées qui tournent l'esprit vers le Dharma. Donc, vous allez méditer sur les quatre points qu'on a évoqués tantôt, le précieux corps humain, l'impermanence, et puis la souffrance de samsara. Donc, je voudrais plus revenir dans le samsara pour continuer la souffrance. Et comment je peux faire pour en fait casser le cycle? Ça serait de faire des bonnes actions. Donc ça s'appelle le cause-effet karmique, donc faire des bonnes actions et éviter des actions négatives.
Okay, like according to the preliminary practice we learned today, and now what we learn at the beginning is that application is important, right? So always apply like this. I have a precious human life. I have to do something meaningful. I have to do something meaningful. So that way you carry on the mind. And at the same time, so now I have to do something meaningful. What can I do? So make, like, even if you cannot do so many things, just make a wishes. May all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings have a
ça serait vraiment important de l'appliquer pour de vrai.
Okay, so now we do a dedication that may everyone have a loving kindness and compassion and the understanding through our merit. So that way we make a short dedication prayer that this may happen. Okay, so last week and today, according to the today, the general idea and the preliminary part we finish, because as I said here, according to the text, the special preliminary practice, they don't talk. So we just talk about the general preliminary practice, that one finish. Then next we move to the second point, the main point.
Donc aujourd'hui, on conclut en fait la première partie sur la pratique préliminaire. À partir de la session suivante, on va continuer avec le deuxième point qui va parler de la pratique principale.
Not the next week, the after.
La semaine
You can
suivante.
check the calendar, and I want to share the information that next month, November, is our Root Guru Jamgurumbuche's birthday is coming. So for that, we are doing the food bank. So you can see, you will receive the newsletter. You can contribute if you want and what you can. And another point, we schedule the 21 days, the shamatha meditation practice every day. There's no Saturday and Sunday, like every day. And that one also you will receive the newsletter. And as like last time we did loving kindness and compassion for 1 week. So same here, if you can commit, register, otherwise don't register. It is not for fun, as I said, it's not for entertain. Why I schedule 21 days is that in spiritual way and in scientific way, they believe if you really do practice 21 days, it can change your behavior, habit. So that way we are trying to put that into the practice. We do every morning shamatha, and Sunday we, as usual, we try to cover with the general shamatha at the same time. Otherwise, Saturday, little bit late than as usual, but other days we try to do early morning. So that way you will see more details in the schedule. So if you are interested, you can check the newsletter, but make sure not for fun. We want to change ourselves, and we a discipline and commitment is very important if you are thinking to change yourself. Just for fun, it's not for fun anyway. So yeah, that way, this is just information.
Alors, en dernier, deux activités à vous informer, deux activités à venir, à vous informer. Donc, premièrement, le mois de novembre, c'est l'anniversaire de notre Jankong Kongtrul Rinpoche. Donc, vous allez voir plus de détails dans le newsletter. Mais pour cette occasion-là, on va organiser une contribution de nourriture, d'alimentation. En tout cas, vous allez regarder ça dans la newsletter. Et deuxième nouvelle, c'est on va bientôt faire une session de 21 jours de shamatha. Pourquoi on le programme pour 21 jours consécutifs? C'est parce que d'un point de vue scientifique ou spirituel, on croit que, en fait, au bout de 21 jours, on arrive vraiment à former une nouvelle habitude. Donc, inscrivez-vous si vous pensez que vous avez l'engagement, vous avez la discipline pour suivre l'entraînement de 21 jours. Sinon, ne le faites pas, parce que c'est pas pour du plaisir qu'on va faire la pratique.
And another one, the special occasion, according to the Buddha, we celebrate 4 occasions. The one is coming in next month. So we call the Buddha descent from the Tushita. We named like this. So that one also we are celebrating that one. And during that day, we do the refuge bestowing ceremony. So if anybody interested, but with understanding, not by force, So if want to take a refuge, then it is possible. But like whoever taken refuge and who is going to take refuge, we have to remember what is our goal. We didn't took and we are not going to take to become a Buddhist. We are selecting this path to become a Buddha. So that one also have to remember. Thank you.
Donc, dans la tradition bouddhiste, on a 4 journées sacrées concernant le Bouddha Shakyamuni. Et le mois prochain, en fait, la première journée sacrée aura lieu au mois de novembre. Ça s'appelle le Bouddha, la descente du Bouddha du Tuchita. Donc, cette journée-là, on permet aux gens qui veulent s'engager dans le voie bouddhiste de prendre refuge, mais on prend refuge avec de la compréhension. C'est-à-dire que notre but ultime, ce serait de devenir des Bouddhas et pas de devenir des bouddhistes. Donc, si vous vous intéressez, renseignez-vous davantage.
Oh, yeah. Like the teaching will continue in the November also, because now we finish only the 1 point. Still we have a 7 point. So we'll continue the Saturday in the November also.
And it'll be each Saturday.
It's every Saturday.
Yeah.
Not every, like
November.
almost all.
I think it is.
No. One day's the Tibetan sister, the celebration.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Anyway,
Anyway, you'll get it in the
the teaching will follow in the Saturdays.
Donc,
November.
l'enseignement de ce cours se poursuit au mois de novembre, parce que jusqu'aujourd'hui, on a seulement terminé le premier point. Donc, il y a tout le reste. On va poursuivre au mois de novembre. Donc, vous allez suivre le calendrier.
No. Yeah. But now what I mentioned is in the November will be there. There will be, so the schedule will come out soon.
next Saturday, there'll be shamatha.
Donc, samedi suivant, il y a la session de shamatha ici à 10h, mais pas ce cours-là. Donc, ce cours-là se programme pour la semaine suivante.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.